Also have another Fighting Irish long-distance runner, Amaya Aramini, hit #1 of Reno, Nevada. Fantastic at the cross-country championships, finished in 25th. She had a star-studded prep career, Norm, in Nevada, looking to contend here in the 5K.
The lady distance runners at Notre Dame have been among the conference's best for several years. They really had a breakout a couple years ago in Raleigh when I think they scored 5 of the 8 scoring positions in the steeplechase. Now they seem to be best at 5,000 meters. But something's right in South Bend for the Lady Irish.
Saw a crew was highlighting Bika Skipperin, as well as senior from the Netherlands, getting set for the women's 5,000. Skipperin competed at her second consecutive cross-country championships at the NCAA meets. Finished 7th at a 15:36. The David Hemery Valentine.
Top Seminole lady distance runner is Skipperin.
We do not have Stanford's Sophia Kennedy in the race. 7th best 5K time in the nation. She ran a 15:07 at the Husky Classics. So Bonner Dalton is the one to key on in this race. A Great Lakes Region Women's Athlete of the Year. She redshirted her indoor season a year ago for Dalton.
Running for BC are 2 runners, kind of the home team program here. Currently in second is hit #14, and that's Imogen Gardiner. She's run 15:40, so that puts her in contention as well. I mean, Dalton's run 15:11, but if you're anywhere under 15:40 in this race, and especially if it's tactical, you're going to have a shot. And certainly on home track. Running in third is hit #9. That's Riley Blade, a freshman from Florida State.
Blade of Santiago High School, a 3-time USA All-American cross-country national record holder in her prep career. So some fabulous at the Nike Outdoor Championships in the 5K as well, trying to translate what she did in her prep career here collegiately. Bushy and Blade to spearhead so far early in the women's 5K here in Boston.
And currently in 4th, running for NC State. Lori Hennis has built a distance dynasty, and they've won so many cross-country titles in this conference. This is Brooke Rauber. She is a junior for the Wolfpack. She's run 15:41.
Yeah, she took 3rd in the 5K last year that we called in Louisville with Homer, New York. And Lori Hennis and what Raleigh Geiger had built for the Wolfpack, just fabulous with the distance races.
Amaya Aramini of Notre Dame wearing hip 1 on the outside, also getting involved. And like we said, she has got a great time, 15:30.39.
So I mentioned Norm, so for Kennedy, 7th in the nation, daughter of Bob Kennedy, good position to make the NCAA meet, so she's not in this event. Jalego also right on the cusp of that NCAA bubble time, not in the field as well. Freshman leads the country in the 5K, and that's Jane Hennegren at 14:44 at the same meets as Dalton.
Generally speaking, they don't have as much movement in the 5,000, where people are trying to go all out at the conference to improve their position. They're probably going to take the gamble that they'll get into nationals at 5,000. So, run a shorter distance, run the 3K. Don't take as much out of your legs. Not always the right thing, but that's certainly the thought of some coaches. And of course, it depends where the athlete is in their season and their training, how they're responding to the training, etc. But the freshman from Notre Dame, Amaya Aramini, moving into 4th now, looking fresh as a daisy here early in this race. We have. We just passed 20 to go, so we just passed the 1K mark. That was 3:13.99 for Riley Blade up front. So good pace so far.
We've talked a lot about Dalton, some of these other freshmen. In fact, 3 out of the top 5 ACC 5K runners are freshmen. Does that surprise you at all?
Normally it would, but
Just found it interesting in the prep versus the last couple of years in this race.
Yeah, well, like we said, we don't have nearly the number of NC State runners in the field here. They definitely had this fantastic program, lots of us juniors and seniors dominating it. But NC State just got one junior in here, and that's it. So, you know, some of that space is being taken up by others.
Good call.
Duke's got two seniors in the field, so they're not people that have been brought up through the program. They're, you know, ads in the transfer portal. So it's hard to necessarily come up with one single reason why we have a lot of young people in this race. But you know, one thing we know, ACC women's distance running is a high-level national.
Stacked, no question. Well said. Blade, Bushy, Aramini, first through third right now. Florida State's Riley Blade is out in front.
Maya Aramini, though, the freshman from Notre Dame, now into second.
It's really not a surprise for those that followed, and I mentioned it a little bit about Riley Blade. Had the world all-time 5K indoor record in her prep career. She is out in front for Florida State, setting the pace. Bushy for Virginia, as we mentioned, in second. Aramini in third. Gardiner of Boston College. Shout out to BC, one of the hosts for this year's ACC meet.
Angelina Perez of Wake Forest now up to seventh. She is a junior.
Terrific cross-country runner of the year in 21 and 22. Represents Wake Forest from Ringwood, New Jersey.
We're coming up on the 1,600-meter mark.
Dalton coming in with the nation's 10th best time. She's right now in 9th. 16 laps to go. Blade out in front, followed by Bushy, and Aramini of Notre Dame is in third. And as I say that, she leapfrogs into second. You see in hit number 1, Aramini on the left, still Blade setting the pace. You mentioned the positioning on the outside about Perez.
Yep, she's moved up. A lot of smart running right now. Nothing really important has happened yet. They were 5:11 at 1,600 meters. And this will be the 2K coming up here. And Blade leading from 2K and about 6:29 roughly at 2K.
Last year, this was won by Stanford Sophia Dudek at 15:43.83. That was the first title for Stanford joining the ACC. Also know what Alyssa Jones can bring in the long jump and triple jump as well, and the high jump here indoors.
This race sort of has a feeling of a path changing of the guard, you know, because we don't have the big names that we've seen over the past few years in here. And that's probably one of the reasons why the freshmen are up near the front. Now we see Thorson moving up.
Of Stanford. She won the Husky Classic at a 15:52. She's a freshman from Santa Rosa, California. And there's Dalton, left side of your screen. Now working in on skippering.
With hit 5 right there, you see Dalton.
Yep.
And this is going to be a very competitive and exciting race, I think, that's setting up. We are coming up on 13 laps to go. That means we are 100 meters from the halfway point.
I think Dalton likes her positioning, Norm. She's on the left side of your screen, right there, hit number 5. But it is Blade still out in front. Aramini is in second, Bushy in third. Thompson, Stanford right now is in fourth.
Riley Blade, the freshman from Florida State, been very bold and leading. Here's halfway right there, 8:04. So they're running like 16:08 pace. So all very capable of doing that. And this is going to get exciting, I think. I would expect the pace to start dropping. We're running laps in the 38-second range right now. So all these girls within themselves.
Still plenty of laps to go, 12 in fact. Bushy, though, you get the sense getting boxed in. You see O'Shea to her right. O'Shea running fourth right now for North Carolina. Blade, Aramini, first and second respectively. Bushy on the inside, as I mentioned. O'Shea has moved into fourth. Skippering as well for Florida State in the mix, along with Boston College's Gardiner as well. Right now she's in 5th.
Quite a few youngsters in that lead group. I think she knows she was on camera.
That's right, getting a shout there by the crew here at the track at New Balance.
Aramini of Notre Dame continues to run right off the shoulder of Blade.
Yeah, Blade ran a 15:59. David Hemery Valentine. That was good for 19th.
Right.
In that race.
If she ran 15:59 here off the pace they've been running, she'd win. But we really do expect it to pick up. And it's yet another 38-second lap. So when we say laps, that's a 200-meter split of 38 seconds. They've been doing that for a bit now.
Here comes Dalton. Remember this, Norm, with 10 laps to go. She's on the outside, but Aramini, her teammate, is still out in front. But Dalton, remember, a few laps ago she was in 10th. Right now I have her in 5th.
Remember, she's got the fastest time coming in, so there's lots of respect there. 15:11:31. And again, one of the freshmen, and she's looking to take the lead soon, I think.
And I think her teammate can sense that she's coming up right now into 4th, perhaps in a 3rd with this turn for Dalton.
There'll be Aramini and Dalton probably getting into 1st and 2nd here. I think Blade's going to give it up. And that is exactly what's happened. Notre Dame 1-2. Well, actually, Blade's still ahead of Dalton.
But still Blade out in front, followed by Aramini. Dalton right now I have in 4th. Bushy is in 3rd. Norm, tactically, take us through the teamwork, because we mentioned it so much with North Carolina, for example, in the previous of the men's 5K. But how about here the women's 5K with Dalton now taking the lead on the backstretch? But how about Aramini setting the pace for Dalton in the race?
Well, since they're both freshmen, I mean, obviously you would defer to Dalton because her time's faster. So, I mean, Aramini did the great teammate thing, set it up, run, even laps. Now that last lap,
Dalton is in the lead. Aramini is in 2nd, both for Notre Dame. Perez right now is in 3rd. Blade right now in 4th.
those last lap, 36.2 and 36.75. So they went from 38s down to a 36. That's a visible break, and as you can see, it's paying result for the 2 Notre Dame girls. In 3rd is Angelina Perez now for Wake Forest. So we got 2 freshmen in 1st and 2nd. Perez is a junior for Wake Forest, and then we got a whole bunch of others right off of Perez's shoulder. Coming up on 7 to go. 7 to go for Dalton.
Big points up for grabs for Matt Sparks' team, and I love how we're getting the student athletes and the spectators to rally out as we gear up a little bit later here to culminate day 1 with the DMR. And I bring up the DMR because I'm told Sophia Kennedy, not racing in the 5K, will be anchoring Stanford in the DMR. Thanks to statistician Dave Millman for that.
Makes sense. Dalton now increasing her lead over teammate Aramini. Last lap 35.9. Aramini 36.17. And Gardiner of BC, we told her to watch out for her, the hometown girl here from BC. She ran 35.87. That's the fastest race of the laps, fastest lap of the race so far.
We're looking at the North Carolina High School Player of the Year in cross country, a school record at 15:11 in the 5K, and Dalton. Aramini is in 2nd. Norm mentioned Gardiner for BC right now running in 3rd, but it is all Mary Bonner Dalton of Notre Dame out in front.
Gardiner's run 15:40, but she's running a really tough race tonight. And trying to catch up with the 2 Notre Dame girls. She's starting to do that, and it looks like she'll be up with Aramini any second. Again, this is a track she's practiced on before for sure. BC, the host institution. It's been a while since BC's gotten a bronze medal here. And they could potentially run into 2nd.
We mentioned Dalton running that 15:11 in the 5K at the Collier Danville opener. Folks that follow that program know that Molly Seidel had the school record in 2016 at the NCAA championships. By the way, Gardner has moved into 2nd over Aramini.
Absolutely, and the last lap for Dalton, 37 flat. For Gardner, 36.4. So she's running faster than anybody in the race right now. Gardner, if she keeps doing it, she's got a shot at this. 3.5 laps to go now. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Less than a half mile remaining.
But just to put a footnote on Dalton over Seidel, that is more than a 4-second gap and a pretty big takeover from an NCAA record for Dalton.
Gardiner looks great. She's got 3 to go. She's on the home track in her city where she goes to college in, and Dalton looks like she's working a little bit harder. Gardiner also with the experience of a junior, and she's going to take the lead right now. She's not waiting. 2.5 to go. 500 meters left in this race. They've completed 4,500. They've got less than 500 to go.
Gardiner out in front. Dalton is in second.
You can tell by the look on her face.
Third.
Gardiner may come after her, but I don't know if he could do it. Look at Busby, Bushy, moving up for Virginia.
Well, she's passing a lap runner right here for Gardiner of Sydney, Australia. An under 20 champion in the 3K and the 5K. She spent 4 years at Stanford, now with the BC program under the direction of Pete Watson.
And Pete Watson's got to be thrilled. It looks like Gardiner's going to win this 5,000. She's got a big lead, and she's coming up now on the penultimate straightaway, and she's going to get the bell lap. 24 laps down, 1 to go.
And at the bell, it is Gardiner out in front.
Bushy into second.
Dalton falls into third.
Gardiner with the chance for BC to win an ACC title on her home track. Last turn for Gardiner of BC, and what I believe will be Coach Ryan's first ACC title here for the Eagles.
Boston College will take it in the 5K. Imogen Gardiner wins the race at 15:43.73. She made the move over Mary Bonner Dalton to win it here in Boston.
Her last lap, 34:16, fastest of the entire race. Beautifully run race. Patient, moving up when she needed to, and then attacking hard when she went by Dalton. She wanted to break her spirit, and she seemed to have done that. She beat her by 5 seconds in total over the last 600 meters.
For Gardiner, it's the first BC winner in this event. Let's go back to her move over Dalton Norton.
Here she goes off her shoulder, and then she's going to go by him hard. It's not just a pass, it's a statement. Dalton hangs for a second, but here you see the gap up to 5 seconds by the time it's over. Big win for Gardiner, 15:43 to 15:48.
Imogen Gardiner at 15:43.73 over Dalton. Bushy, I thought at first was boxed in kind of the midway point of that 5K. She finishes in third, but Notre Dame in points for Matt Sparks' team. Dalton goes 2, Aramini goes 4, but the headline is Gardiner for BC winning the women's 5K in day 1 of the conference meets. And Matt is with our winner right now. Matt.
Imogen, you came, you executed a perfect race plan, you sat back, and you made your move with about 2.5 laps left. Can you walk us through the race for you?
Yeah, it was good. It was quite steady and a bit messy in the first couple K. And then Mary Dalton made a move, and I kind of missed it because I was a little too far back in the pack, but just focused on not trying to surge too hard, just getting there step by step, making up the ground, and then I just really trusted in my kick. I knew if I was there with 400 to go, it was mine.
Congratulations on a great race.
Thank you.
So Imogen Gardiner wins the 5K. Matt, thank you very much. Not the first individual title ever. Also, Catherine Mitchell won the 800 in 2023. But Boston College gets a winner in the 5K, and it belongs to Imogen Gardiner.